I saw a pit with a body in it, and there's like a couple places, one in the woods and one at this fire ring. The dogs hit on the spot that I said there were bones. Exactly. He says, we're not going to go by the maps, and we're not going to release the cadaver dogs. We're going to use the quantum oscillator. So the dogs are in the van, right, with Mike. Right. Okay. And goes up with the quantum oscillator, and it says there's bones over here. Yeah. Okay. So then they go get the dogs, and the dogs come up, and they sit right on the fire ring. Yeah, he didn't tell him to look in the fire ring. He says, up here at the top of it. Mike let the dogs loose, and the dogs started their pattern, going back and forth, and then they stopped right on the fire ring and lay down. So you had that ring, that fire ring thing circled, and you said the path that goes past the fire ring. Yes, it goes up. Put his machine up and down that direction where the path goes. He says, there's nothing up there. It's right here. This was the memory I have of laying on this table-like thing, and they're putting long, thin, well, they're like cornstalk leaves that are green, and they're so moist that it's creating a ton of smoke. So then it creates all the smoke around my face, and then this lady's given me something that I think is peyote because I hallucinated, and she had a stick with rattlesnake tails in each end of a Y-shaped branch. The branch had been sawed off, and then the rattlesnake tails were in the ends of the Y. And she was shaking that over my face and chanting and walking around me. Was she American Indian? Yeah. She was like their witch doctor. What I described sounded like peyote because they use this, like, it looks like a little cactus plant. All of a sudden, it looked like she had multiplied into like 6 people, 8 people walking around me, shaking the same twig. And you would see a hallucination that was like a kaleidoscope. And so now your memories are clouded. But before it was my turn to go up on the table, Jennifer was on the table. And I remember standing there before they put Jennifer on the table, and there was a pit dug, and I saw what looked like a white man with light-colored hair, like thrown down in the pit. Possible that Jennifer Enricke had been put in that same pit that night, and we never saw her again. If in that pit, there wasn't any quicklime thrown in there. Bones. I don't remember seeing any quicklime anywhere on that trip. They had a bag of it behind our barn. You know, there was that story about the chicken coop murders in California, and they quit-climbed over the bodies, but they still found the thicker bones survived. A skull would survive. Quicklime usually just burns through all of the flesh. The teeth would survive. They found jaws with teeth in them, and they found ankle bone and foot bones inside of shoes. But I don't remember there being clothes on this body that I saw in the pit. It was naked. So whatever they did, they burned the clothes in the fire. They took them and burned them up in Perry Fitzgerald's silo. I don't know.